Alright, moving on to question 6. A small transport company has 4 trucks, blah blah blah, available to pick up packages from 4 locations, the airport, railway station, blah blah blah. The distances in kilometres, that's important to me. Units is always important. That each truck must travel to the locations is shown in the table below. Excellent. Interpret the value of 20 in the table above. So the 20 is just there. What it's saying is it will take truck 4 20 kilometres to reach the ferry terminal. So it will take T for 20 kilometres to reach the ferry terminal. Now, it's actually amazing, as easy as that question is. I do sometimes see mistakes when I'm marking tests where people just aren't specific at all to what it is. You need to be specific. It's not a hard mark to get that one. Alright, the company wants to assign trucks to the locations to minimise the total distance travelled. The first 2 steps of the Hungarian algorithm have been applied and the resulting reduced array is shown below. Draw lines on the array below and explain how you know the optimal solution has not been reached. Now I'm assuming that you're going to be able to do this in less than 4 lines, and that's the reason. Excellent, 4 lines, brilliant. So the reason is the minimum. So the minimum number of vertical and horizontal lines it takes to cover all the zeros is less than the number of rows, which, you know, in this case is 4. So that would be the reason. So not a difficult question to start. All right, using the reduced array from here, complete the application of the Hungarian algorithm below. So now what it's looking for is the smallest number that's uncovered. We've got to subtract away from everything that's uncovered. So we're subtracting 3 away from all of these. And I would just write on this so it's easier. So you're subtracting 3, subtracting 3, subtracting 3. So let's fill these ones in. So that'll be 3, 1, 1, 0, 0, and 4. Then adding 3 to the ones that have 2 across it. So that'll be 14, that'll be 8, and then the rest stay the same. So 0, 8, 0, 0, 0, 6, 3, 0. From the optimal solution, wow, that's worth 3 marks. Okay. For the optimal solution, state the assignment of trucks to the locations and the total distance travelled. So what we're looking here now is assigning it from this. So you'd be assigning this 0 here. You'd be assigning that 0 here because it's the only 0 in that column. If you assign that 0, it means that hang on. That means that one has to be, because that's the only one for there. You can't assign that 0 anymore, so it has to be that one. It had to be that one anyway. And then I always go back to the original. Have I got another one of these just in case it does it again? Yeah, it does. Cool. So the original is that one, that one, that one, and that one. This is why highlighters are really useful. So the optimal solution: T1, T2, T3, T4. Signing truck 1 to the airport. And I always put how much that's going to be. Truck 2 to the ferry terminal. Ferry terminal. And that'll be 10. Truck 3 to the city centre. And that'll be 21. And then truck 4 to the railway station. which would be 13. And then you've got to say the total distance travelled. So total distance travelled equals, just adding these all up, so 10, 20, 40, 50, 53, 54, 55, so it'll be 55 kilometres. Do include the units to get the full marks, and do make sure you do the assignment as well as the total distance, because he is asking for both here, so that's where the 2 marks would be. Alright, a 5th truck has become available, and the distance it has to travel to reach the 4 locations are shown in the table below. It's been found that the major roadworks will add 4 kilometres, so add 4 kilometres to the distance of truck 1, and add 6 kilometres to the distance of truck 2 to travel to the ferry terminal. Is that for them both? Oh no, so that one's to travel to the airport. That's important to know. So I'm assuming that we need to add them. Yep, so fill in the blank cells to complete the table below. So truck 1 to the airport was an extra 4 kilometres, so 11, that'll be 15. And truck 2 to the ferry terminal. Truck 2 to the ferry terminal was 6, so 6 more kilometres on that. So truck 2 ferry terminal, 6, so 16. Like that. Apply the Hungarian algorithm to the array in the table of this. Show you working the space below. So we are minimising, aren't we? Yeah, we're minimising, so we don't need to worry about subtracting anything. It's not square anymore, so we need to add a column of zeros here. So that's the thing that's really after. So the first one will be, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be 15, 21, 15, 16, a lot of writing here, 17, 19, I'm going to give some space, 15, 21, 13, 14, 17, 16, 19, 20, 16, 18, 13, 21, 19, 16, then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 to make it a square array. And now I need to apply the Hungarian algorithm. There's no point taking numbers away from the rows, but I want to take the smallest number away from each of the columns. So that'll be minus 15 here. It'll be, let's just do this as we go. So minus 15, that'll be a 0, that'll be 6, that'll be a 0, that'll be 1, that'll be 2. 13 from this one, so that'll be a 6, that'll be a 2, that'll be an 8, that'll be a 0, that'll be a 1, a minus 16, yeah, 16 from this one, so that'll be a 1, that'll be a 0, that'll be a 3, that'll be a 4, that'll be a 0, minus a 13 from here, so that'll be a 5, yeah, a 5, a 0, a 8, a 6, and a 3, and then a 0, a 0, a 0, a 0, and a 0. Let's see if I can assign it. So, a line there. Let's just do this in pencil for a sec so I can erase them if I need to. So I can draw a line there, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's no way I can get it less than 5 that I can see. So that means I'm ready for my assignment, which is nice of them. They don't give one that's multiple step. Let's just put that away. So this is where we start assigning it. So apply the Hungarian algorithm below, show you working in the space below. I'm assuming it wants us to assign it anyway. So the assignment, you can't assign there yet, can't assign there, can't assign there, can't assign. All right, let's go columns. So you're definitely on that job. You're definitely on that job. You can't do that job, so you're definitely on that job. which means that these ones can actually be either order. So when we come back to the original, it's this one, or this one, or this one. So that's an or. It'll be, I gotta get this right now. That one, and that one. So when we're now doing our assignment, so interpret your results in CII in context of the question. I'm wondering if that's wanting the assignments as well. Where would the marks be for this? It'd be for including the row of zeros, applying that properly, and probably assigning it. It's interesting, I don't know whether it wants me to assign it here or assign it here, and that's what it's talking about. I'm going to assign it here and also interpret just a little bit more to try and make sure. When you're doing exams, sometimes it's about just demonstrating as much knowledge as you can to the person marking it, so they know that you know your stuff. Basically, that's really what exams are about. So, interpreting the results, we're looking at T1, T2, T3, T4, T5. There's going to be 2 assignments possible here. So I'm going to actually do this twice. So T1 could be the airport. T2 is always the city centre. T3, if that's the airport, that'll be nothing. T4 will be railway station. T5 will be ferry terminal. Or T1 would be nothing. So there's 2 assignments possible here. City centre still. So when I say 2 assignments possible, it doesn't actually matter whether we assign the airport to truck 1 or to truck 3. It's going to be the same distance no matter what. T3 will be the airport in this case. T4 will be the railway station. And T5 will be the ferry terminal. Now, because it wants to interpret the answer, I'm going to just say one thing about this, that T1 or T3 can be assigned the airport without changing the minimum distance. Minimum distance. The other will not have a job assigned. You could probably take this one step further as well and interpret it, because I'm really not sure what it's wanting here. To me, that's a little bit unclear, to be honest. But actually interpret how much longer or shorter it would take in this assignment. So 15, keep in mind you're only assigning airport once, so 15, that's 28, 38, 41, 47, 57, so that's 57 kilometres versus 55 kilometres. Just make sure that was right. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 53, 54, 55. Yep, so it's 2 kilometres difference. There will be a 2 km increase with this assignment. All right, so I think that will give me, like, it gives them the allocation, which is required. You're going to need to say the allocation. I've also interpreted that the key parts to it, that you can assign these in 2 different ways, and also interpreted how much longer it's actually going to take. So, well, how many kilometers longer with this allocation. So it's really all you could say about it. So I'm sure I've nailed those marks somewhere along the lines of that. Not 100% sure whether they wanted that there, but either way they've got it. So that's question 6.